Hey everybody, so today I'm going to be going over the next demo, which is, I basically just titled it Working with Clay, and what I mean by that is, now you've started to kind of get a sense of what the material feels like. You've had the chance to make a number of quick clay blocks. And they should be starting to harden up a little bit too. So the next step in this whole process is going to be to start refining. So I'm thinking about working with the material in a specific way to start kind of carving out or tooling down your blocks. So remember, we're working in this reductive process of carving, much like the way sculptors might have done it, hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago. In terms of starting with a monolithic structure, right? Like we talked about in class, this monolithic solid cube, and refining it down to its desired, to our desired shape. So the first stage we're going to need to do is just start to kind of, we're going to be doing a series of just cuts to kind of get as close as we can to a shape that we want, and then we're going to let it set a little bit more. We're going to further investigate it later. So take a drink of my coffee. So the first thing I want you to do is actually kind of remove the blocks from the plastic and make sure they're starting to set up. They should be starting to harden up a little bit. Like these now have been sitting since the demo. I haven't really touched them or done anything to them, and they're starting to set up. If yours are still pretty soft, leave them uncovered for a number of, for maybe like an hour or so, or maybe even more. But these, like if I pushed hard enough, this would still make an indent in the clay, but I can actually handle them pretty good now. I can even without it really kind of distorting the form at all. So now we want to take this and start to, remember we roughed these together. Now we're going to start to kind of refine them. The larger one, I can actually feel the water actually starting to kind of push its way out. This one's a little bit softer, a little bit more material. So I might set that one aside and actually just kind of work that one later. I apologize too, I have something that's actually holding my iPad up. It keeps falling over, so I can't really see from like this area down. So I'm kind of doing that part blind as I'm watching the screen to make sure everybody's seeing stuff. So if not, just tell me in class or throw me some comments that say that you can't see something or something like that. Okay, so a few tools that you're going to need, and these are things that we're going to gather in class too as well. So I have this is called a fettling knife. It's kind of a flimsy knife. You can't really get a super straight cut with it, but you can hack away material if you need to. We've got a wooden knife here, so this has got two different edges. It's got a sharper kind of pointier tapered edge here, and like a flat, almost like curved popsicle stick edge here. I actually grabbed a different, like a smaller, almost like a steak knife, I guess, or something that was in the Clay Tools as well, with a more sturdy blade. We'll get a kind of cleaner cut. Then I also have another type of wooden knife. This is just, you might prefer something different. We have a number of different tools that you can use. Then I have this kind of loop tool, which is a carving tool. It's a great pottery trimming tool. This will be nice for kind of carving out some detail. So I have those. I also have over here, I have an X-Acto blade, which you guys are required to buy anyway, so you're gonna have that for cutting too as well. I also grabbed a couple other tools that I found over there. I have our pin tool, which is like a nice fine pin that I could actually carve out some stuff if I need to. And then we have like a skewer stick, which I feel like will be nice for laying texture or illustrating line if I need to. And then I also have this metal rib. So we'll get you guys set up with this stuff in class. Okay, I'll try to separate out a couple things for everybody, but you can kind of find your own tools and fine-tune things that are working for you for your process. Okay, so I went ahead and I chose something that I'm going to kind of work on for the demos, what I want to carve. And I actually chose this hair follicle. So this is a beard hair. I've been debating on just like trimming my beard since wearing the mask kind of sucks with the beard. So I was thinking about that as I was trying to think about what thing I wanted to do for the demo. So I printed this off. This is, like I said, a beard hair. You can see right here it's actually been cut with a razor, so it's kind of sheared. So I'm actually going to use this as my inspiration to work from. So I started kind of looking into it a little more. Here's some more texture here. Start to look a little closer at the beard hair. Here's some more hair follicles a little bit closer up, so we get more of an idea of some texture. Then here's some more too, as it's kind of cut and then starts to regrow. So I've kind of just been doing a little bit of research, and I hope that you're doing the same, printing off Don't use your phone. Like, it's going to be difficult. Your phone's going to keep shutting off. Your hands are going to be covered in clay. So I would print out a couple things, print out a couple of references and things to look at. It'll just be that much more helpful when you're going to do it. So the first thing I want to do is, like, you notice I have a number of different ones. So maybe I want to start working on this one as to be like the form itself, right? To maybe be however I want it to kind of exist in space. This one could be maybe a slightly, a different angle or a different orientation of that or something like that. And this one, the smaller one, can maybe just be texture. You can use these however you want. These are going to be maquettes. Remember, they're the 3D sketch, so you can kind of use these however you want. But I'm just going to start carving into potentially this one. I'm going to start roughing out a form. So looking at this, thinking about a hair, I kind of want mine to be round. You're going to have sketches we're going to look at. We're going to kind of talk about that. And these are where we're going to take from your two-dimensional sketches, things you're looking at, references and things, and we're going to start to translate that into the 3D. So I'm just going to start I'm going to take a knife and I'm just going to kind of start shearing away at it. So kind of like carving an apple, right?